his last 5 games, and he's got to be scrambling now to get that feel back.
And now the opening lineup for Boston. Down on the block, it's Tatum with Kata. The guard pair, it's White and Brown. And it's Hauser in at the small forward. And for Detroit, Harris steps in at the 4 with Duren at the center spot. Robinson is out there with Cunningham. And it's Thompson in at the 3 spot. Hurtling down the home stretch of this season, Greg, what do you make of potential first-round series in this postseason?
Well, there's certainly some matchups that I think plenty of fans would love to see, but we still have a bit of time for things to kind of fall into place. That's what makes this time of year so exciting.
There's the triple. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Thompson's got the opening field goal of the game for the Pistons. And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for the Boston Celtics. It's a 3-point game. Pass to Hauser. Back to Tatum. Over Harris. Nice spin off the left rim and in.
That's what makes Tatum so dangerous. Offensively, he doesn't need the ball in his hands to be effective.
Back to Cunningham. And about a minute gone here in the first quarter. And Duren slams it in.
And slams it home and gets some camera time on the end of it.
He did. He spent a while up on that rim, didn't he? Here's Kata. And here's Brown outside. Nailed from three-point land.
A guy who shoots the 3 well, and without hesitation, defense can't afford to give Brown that much room.
Thompson, a screen on White. Cunningham looking it over. Just 5 to shoot. And the first shot of the night for him, no good. Boston's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. White, good.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
That is a quality look. You can't do it much better than that.
Now, here's Cunningham. He had 25 points last game. Pass to Thompson. A 3-ball. It's hauled in by Brown.
I love those kind of looks as a player. Plenty of space and peace of mind to launch. Rarely see him that open. You have to defend the 3-point line. They got lucky he missed that one.
All right, Legs, follow me here. You look at the rise of teams like Detroit, there's a lot to be said for having young legs.
Well played, Kevin, well played. And look, today's game exacts a physical toll. And if you think of it, that's especially true when you're playing a team like the Pistons. They play fast and they hit hard.
The Celtics have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. White the pass to Brown. Back to White. Launches it. White with another miss. The Pistons have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Harris inside. Tatum on him. Another miss, and they desperately need a bucket. And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for Boston. They're coming off that win against Philadelphia.
Yeah, those road games are tricky, but they had a good strategy going in and stuck to what they do best.
They were so precise with their execution. They didn't make many mistakes on either end, and that took the crowd out of the game.
Now Cunningham, after Jason Tatum missed on that last 3-pointer. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Cunningham finishing through the whistle. Great body control with that contact.
You know, Tim, one thing you hear about Cade Cunningham is his leadership skills.
Yeah, Kevin, he is very mature and unselfish. While this team definitely revolves around his play, he doesn't make it all about himself. And that is the difference.
And that one falls, and that puts him up by 1 point.
Well, Cade is a former #1 pick, and the expectations were there, and it took a few years, and now he is a force to be reckoned with.
Now here's Brown. 20 points for him last game against the 76ers in Philadelphia.
And his rebounding was solid in that effort as well. He did a lot of work on the glass. All around it, just his effort level was off the charts.
Detroit's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. And Thompson kicks to Harris. White against Cunningham. No good from outside. The Celtics shooting in this first quarter around 38%. They're looking a bit creaky out there. Here's Tatum. Cans the tough leaner from the outside. Tatum's got his second bucket of the night.
Well, he got the space he needed, and he hit a nice little leaner.
Cunningham outside. Three-pointer. Detroit, no good that time either.
Yeah, he has had a hard time finding rhythm this quarter. Just cannot get one to go.
They set the pick. Inside, here's Kata. A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
Oh, Kevin, not a petty, not a Manny, but a facial.
Oh, a bounce to the ounce, Greg? Yeah, showing off the bunny. Now, here's Cunningham. A dependable source of points for his team, averages just under 24 points a game.
Well, that's a tough matchup because he's skilled and relentless.
White with it, covered by Cunningham. Tatum, no good.
Well, fortunately, as he searches for his scoring rhythm, they still have the lead for now.
Cunningham's shot is off. For Boston, they've gone just a shade under 50% from the field. 5 of 11. Here's Kata, defended by Duran. Kata, the pass to Brown. Lets the three fly, buries it from three-point range. Brown's got 6.
It's so smooth when Brown is feeling it from deep. No hesitation.
Let's check in now with our Allie LaForce, who's got a story for us. Allie?
Thank you, Kevin. Jaylen Brown is rounding out his game in all facets. He said, I've definitely worked on my playmaking, just being able to see the floor, making great reads, creating for my teammates, and putting pressure on the defense. Kevin, back to you.
Allie LaForce with the report. Hey, Allie, thanks. Here's Brown, following the basket by Cade Cunningham. Brown with it, picked up by Harris. Tatum against Robinson. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Tatum's got his third basket of the night.
And there's the frame being put to use by Tatum. He knows he's dangerous down low.
Cunningham passes to Duran. Pass to Harris. Robinson for 3. The rebound by the Celtics. And here is Brown. Duran pulls it in. Duran's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Now, here's Cunningham. Harris passes to Robinson. Here's Duran. And Duran slams it in.
And if Duran decides to go up and try to dunk that, who in this league is going to get in his way?
Tatum against Harris. Pass to Kata to the left side wing. A 3 from Tatum. Rebound, Detroit. Duran's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Robinson dishes to Cunningham. Robinson kicks to Harris. Cunningham against White. Cunningham inside. Out to Thompson. He nails it, and we're tied up. Thompson's got 5 now.
Gotta do more than this to stop Thompson. He's used to having to fight through contact.
And so the timeout by Joe Mazzulla here. This now will give him a chance to discuss some potential changes. Kevin Huerter, he's checked in for Detroit. Jenkins comes in for Robinson. Let's go to the 2K leaderboard. For the past 10 games, these teams have been fantastic on rebounding. Third spot, the Celtics. In fourth, the Pistons.
Yeah, both squads just rebounding the ball so well here of late. I mean, this is going to be a very interesting matchup from a physical standpoint.
So it's the Celtics now. Pritchard feeling it out a bit. Outside, White from past the arc. Rebounded by the Pistons. Last game matched up with the Magic. A tough loss there.
Well, they couldn't buy a bucket at times, and that's frustrating, and that game was not their friend.
Yeah, it happens, though. The bad shooting can become contagious, and it started spiraling and couldn't get out of it.
Austin with the ball, following the three-pointer by Cade Cunningham. Pass to Shireman. Now Pritchard to end the run. Connects from three-point range. Pritchard's got the game tied up here for Boston.
Nice answer back there. Love to see the competitiveness.
And when you give up a three, there's always this instinct to try and get it back immediately.
Now here's Jenkins. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. Just 5 on the clock. Cunningham for three. Rebounded by Vucevic.
And all the credit goes to the defender. Very hard to contest threes without fouling.
White, good.
And when you're a high-usage player like Vucevic, you have to keep your head up and be willing to make the next pass.
Here's Herter. He has yet to score. Harris kicks to Jenkins. And a wide-open look for Cunningham. And again, Cunningham missing. Boston leading by 3. Richard finds White. Here's Shireman. He's defended by Herter. Pritchard passes to White. Shoots over Jenkins. And it's White missing.
He got the space he wanted for his mid-range. He just wasn't able to convert.
Shot's good by Duran.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Pritchard with the ball. 32 points for him last game against the 76ers in Philadelphia. Vucevic down low. Defended by Duran. Here's Walsh. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
And here is Jenkins. Pass to Herter. This one for 3. Comes out of the gate empty. He's 0 for 1. Here's Vucevic. He'll bring it up for the Celtics. 3-point lead. Pritchard passes to White. Vucevic a screen on Duran. White drives in. The wide open look here for Vucevic. Off target from 3-point range. Pistons shooting 43% since taking the floor today. Cunningham outside. To the paint. Here's Duran. And Duran slams it in.
Well, this is a good reminder for anybody who thinks he's too small for a 5. His athletic ability totally levels the playing field.
At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Celtics lead by 1. Live from Little Caesars Arena, you're watching 2K Sports. And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. What do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Celtics?
Well, they haven't wasted any time getting into a groove from deep, putting up and hitting a healthy amount of three-pointers thus far.
Another highlight for them has been their early ball movement, making quick, decisive passes to set up guys for great looks.
On the court for the Celtics, we've got Peyton Pritchard. Vucevic is out there with Jason Tatum. And it's Walsh in at the power forward position. Pritchard passes to Vucevic. Over Stewart. And it's Vucevic missing. The Pistons trailing. Pass to Jenkins. Now Stewart. And stolen by Tatum. Now here's Vucevic. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So one free throw coming up.
And with his combination of power and skill, Vucevic is a magnet for and ones.
As we canvass the league and look at the landscape, some tremendous young talent on the wing, Tim. Who might be the best wing player 5 years down the road, say?
Well, I'm looking at Anthony Edwards right now because of the skill, the athletic ability, and then the competitive desire. I think he wants to be great. You'd also look at guys like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, certainly. And then you've got a guy like Cade Cunningham in Detroit, who hasn't even started to scratch the surface.
Well, you've made a great list of guys right there, for sure. Stewart kicks to Herter. Pass to LeVert. Fires the three. And Boston with the rebound. Here's Shireman. Outside Tatum. Now Vucevic, right wing. Lets it go with a three. LeVert grabs the miss.
Well, I love the confidence. Keep shooting it. Eventually, he's got to start making some, right?
And the shot goes in.
That's just the case of LeVert wanting it more. The wing playing with some heart there, taking those 2 points.
Pass to Tatum. Goes up the baseline. The shot, no good. The Pistons shooting at 46%, making some buckets. Holland, the pass to Jenkins. Stewart with the screen on Pritchard. Stewart finds Herter. It's good. This game is all even.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Pass to Shireman. Back to Pritchard. The Celtics need to get a shot off. Here's Walsh. It's rebounded by Herter. The Pistons have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Now here's Jenkins. He's covered by Pritchard. Stewart down low. Vucevic on him. Releases. Stewart misses. The Celtics have gotten off to a rough start here in the second quarter, going just 1 for 5. Pass to Shireman. Back to Pritchard. Takes a three. Rebounded by the Pistons. And the tough guy reputation, Tim, well earned for Isaiah Stewart.
Well, yeah, he's a physical presence, Kevin. He does not shy away from an alley fight. He brings that edge every team needs, and it is especially welcome in the Motor City.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down, try to get some easy ones.
And he comes up with the deuce.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
And so the timeout by Joe Mazzulla here. He's going to take this chance to talk to his guys. So for the Pistons, Thompson, he's checked in for LeVert. Duncan Robinson comes in for Kevin Herter. And it's Cunningham in for Jenkins. And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for Boston. They've only given up 6 here in this quarter. Tatum setting the pick for Pritchard. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here. Here's Cunningham, and the bucket is good. Three-point play chance here for him.
Well, scoring in this league is never easy, and that's why you need a guy like Cunningham on your team. Somebody who can beat tight coverage.
One shot.
And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Pistons.
And they've set the tone from the jump. They're looking to pound it inside and score in the paint.
And another thing that has really opened up the rest of the floor is their damage from the mid-range area.
Tim, what a ride it's been for sharpshooter Duncan Robinson.
Well, there is no doubt about it, Kevin. He's the only player ever to take part in both a men's Division III and Division I championship game. Then, after going undrafted, he goes on to start in the NBA Finals. He has really come a long way.
On the free throw, no good. You know, Greg, a lot of the best scorers do what's called hunting, looking to create contact with the defender that they've zeroed in on.
Yeah, and that can be a legitimate technique to really negate a shot blocker. But when the offensive player basically initiates all the contact, we could do without some of those cheap foul calls against the defender. And they continue to control the glass.
Outside Robinson. Cunningham with it. 16 points for him. Out to Harris. Takes the three. That's in, coming off the assist from Cunningham. Cunningham's got 4 assists now tonight. Celtics trail by 9. Here's Tatum. He picked up 30 points in their last win against the 76ers in Philadelphia. Pritchard gets the bucket.
Mano a mano. This is where it can get a little personal.
And within the bigger picture of the game, you have these individual matchups.
Stewart kicks to Harris. Over Tatum. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. Boston's gone 1 of 6 from three-point land in the second quarter. Less than 20%. But they've continued to let him fly. Pass to Pritchard. That three off the mark. Detroit with the ball. They're on a 15-5 run. Stolen by Tatum. On the jam by Tatum.
I'll tell you what, don't sleep on Tatum. He has some ups. And I love seeing him trying to electrify the crowd.
I'd like to thank AT&T for bringing us that spectacular look from their connected cam. Pass to Cunningham. Stewart in the corner. And the three ball is good. And the Pistons lead by 7.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Right side Tatum. Brown deciding where to go with it. Shot clock at 6. Tatum with the screen on Thompson. They get it back.
A good job by him on the glass here tonight. +8 in that department.
And now, Allie LaForce says something for us from the sideline.
Thank you, guys. The Pistons are improving on both ends, but particularly on defense. Cade Cunningham said, everybody is stepping up on that end and taking the challenge to guard. We have a good system that allows us all to play our strengths. We're still hungry, though. We're not satisfied at all. Guys, back to you.
More to prove. Okay, Allie, we thank you for the report. Now Pritchard. 6 points for him. Pass to Brown. Vucevic setting the bid for Brown. Now Vucevic. Latre. It's hauled in by Harris.
Well, you can't make them all, but I doubt the defense wants to give him that kind of look again.
Tatum against Cunningham. Whistle blows. Bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play.
Yeah, I love the physicality that Cunningham showed right there.
The Pistons have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both. And so the timeout here by J.B. Bickerstaff. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out. And the Pistons making a change here. Duran's checked in. The Celtics also changing it up. Kate is checked in. And Sam Hauser subbed in for Jason Tatum.
Find the lane. Find the lane. One shot.
And it's easy to see why so many are so high on Cunningham, a talented guard who can do a little bit of everything.
And here's Brown. He has 6. Here's the 3. And the basket by Hauser. Hauser's got his first 3 points of the game.
Well, the defense was a little soft right there, and it made it a practice shot.
Cunningham outside. There's the lob to Duran. They push it up 4-on-3. White the pass to Hauser. Now here's White. He has 5. Back to Hauser. And the Celtics hit again from deep.
That's great use of the bounce pass in that situation to make sure the ball got there.
Thompson looking for an opening. In the corner, it's Robinson. That's in, coming off the assist from Cunningham.
Yeah, and they're shooting really starting to pick up here in the second.
Pritchard with the ball. He's been a nice option for them offensively, and he's averaging more than 17 points a game. It's Brown on the wing. He's covered by Thompson. A shot by Pritchard, no good.
Nothing going his way this quarter offensively. Time to recalibrate.
Pass to Robinson. White against Cunningham. Beyond the arc. And the Pistons another 3.
Well, that's why he's an all-star. When Cunningham gets going, there is no answer defensively.
Outside, White. Here's Keita. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game. 2 open that time, made it look too easy. Pritchard's got a pair of triples in the second now for the Celtics. Cunningham dishes it to Robinson. Now Thompson. He has 5. Duran sets the screen for Cunningham. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. To the inside, Keita scored the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
What a great pass. It was on time and on target.
Pass to Duran. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Cunningham outside. And again, Cunningham missing. Celtics trail by 5. Brown outside. Fires from deep. And it's White missing. White's gone just 2 for 8 from the field. Right there at 25%. And Harris gets it to go on the assist by Cunningham. Cunningham's got his 7th assist here tonight. Pass to Pritchard. Back to Brown. Over Thompson. Brown, no good. Detroit leading by 7. And here's Cunningham. Harris outside. Off target from outside. The Celtics shooting 36% in the second quarter. They really haven't found their rhythm yet offensively here. Brown right side. Over Thompson. And the last-second attempt doesn't fall. And so it's the Detroit Pistons heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They've done a lot of great work from long range. Allie, let's go to you courtside. What do you have for us?
I'm joined by Coach Mazzulla. Joe, what was the focus out there offensively?
We just got to fight for our spacing. We have to fight the screen. We have to fight to create advantages. It's two great teams playing against each other, and you're going to have to earn it. And so we just got to do a better job creating separation on the offensive end and fight for our great spacing.
Seems like an easy fix. Thanks, Coach.
All right, Allie, thanks for that. We'll be right back after halftime for the third quarter. We'll see you in just a moment.
Good to have you with us. With the season in its latter portion, let's look at the Eastern Conference playoff race. And this is totally off topic, but how did you guys feel about games on back-to-back nights?
I didn't mind back-to-back games, but what I really like were back-to-back titles.
Yeah, I know a little something about that too, Shaq. I know it's pretty sweet.
Well, it sure is nice to see you guys agreeing about something for a change. And weaving back to the first half of our game, Cade Cunningham showing out.
He's been looking for a shot early on, going right at the defenders and keeping them on their heels.
With the way he's played, it makes sense they'd want to keep looking for him. And I'm guessing that's the plan. Thanks for joining us. Now let's toss it to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. You look at Cade Cunningham in this game, he's been everywhere.
I don't think he'll top the assist charts this year, but early on he's done a great job of keeping the ball hopping around.
Well, this is a nice adjustment, running the offense through him tonight. That's a nice little switch up.
And it's Cunningham with the ball for Detroit. They've led by as much as 10. The forwards are Thompson and Harris. Cade Cunningham out there with Robinson. And it's Duren in at center. And that's the group for J.B. Bickerstaff as we begin the second half. And he's good on the 3-ball. Robinson's got the lead up to 10 now for the Pistons.
And Tobias Harris is just a team-first player.
White finds Brown. Back to White. Out to the right wing. Here's Hauser. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Hauser's got his 3rd bucket of the night. And here's Cunningham. Six on the shot clock. Robinson on the wing. It's deflected, and they'll keep possession. Shot's good by Duren.
And they hold a huge advantage on the backboard.
Now here's Tatum. He's got 10. The kick out to Brown. Good, and it's Tatum picking up the assist. Brown's got 9 points.
And so much attention goes to Tatum. Props to him for finding the open teammate.
Jalen Duren is certainly a force, Tim, in this NBA. He's a nightly double-double.
Well, he looks like a bouncer at a nightclub, but you forget how young this guy is. If he keeps improving like this, Kevin, he has a chance to be one of the premier bigs in this league.
I was going to say the same thing about you, but I'll call you a Greek god as opposed to a bouncer in a bar. How's that?
I much prefer the Greek god description.
Here's Brown. Brown jams it in.
A supremely athletic player. Brown really stuck it to them there.
And that great replay brought to us by the AT&T Connected Cam. Pistons leading by 4. Thompson outside. Back to Cunningham. Duren a screen. Cunningham passes to Duren. Back to Cunningham. Shot clock at 5. From deep three-point land. Rebounded by the Celtics. Hauser's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Tatum with it. He's a solid producer, averaging nearly 22 points a game. And Keita gets it to go.
This is the second half start they were hoping for. 4 straight field goals out of the gate.
And so the timeout here by J.B. Bickerstaff. He's going to have a discussion on the sideline.
A moment here to look at some numbers for Cade Cunningham. Getting around 24 points per, 10 assists, and 5 rebounds. And he really anchors them defensively with that tenacious play on that side of the ball.
Yeah, it's all about great energy, and he brings that part to the game. His teammates feed off of that.
Right around 3 minutes into the second half. Back to Robinson. Pass to Duren. 6 to shoot. Lets it go. Detroit, no good that time either. The Celtics on offense. They've outscored them 10 points to 2 during this run. Robinson against Brown. They set the pick. For the tie. Yes! And the foul. That's on Jalen Duren.
Tough. Look at Brown with a chance for one more.
So, Tim, and I can see it in my mind's eye, you won that three-point contest back in '96. What's the key to success in that event in particular?
Oh, yeah, what a great night. And I think, Kevin, there's a few things. First, I just think you've got to have a short, compact release, because then you're not going to rush at the end to make sure you get all 25 balls up. But I also think part of it, for me, I got to shoot first after the warm-up introductions because I was still loose. I didn't have to sit there for 20 or 30 minutes during commercial breaks. I think that helped me win the title that night.
A little strategy. It's stolen by Cunningham. Outside Robinson. Cunningham outside. And yes, it's good. Cunningham's got 24.
And that is great work inside by Cunningham. He could just beat you in so many ways.
White against Cunningham. The kick out to Tatum. Gets a very good look and converts. Tatum's got it all tied up now for Boston.
And amazing what they're doing on offense here. Perfect from the field to start the half.
Cunningham on the wing. White covering. Cunningham against White. Cunningham left side. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. Cunningham's got 4 this quarter.
Yeah, the clock was winding down, but Cunningham kept his composure.
Robinson against Brown. Robinson pulls it in.
Well, the defense challenged him just enough to force that miss. They really collapsed when he got close to the rim.
Thompson a screen on White. Cunningham against White. Cunningham inside. 26 points for him. Chalk up 2 there.
And you can see why they continue to call Cunningham's number. Once he's flipped that switch, let him go to work.
Outside Tatum. The three is drilled by Tatum.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
When someone is rolling like this, just keep feeding him. That's just great coaching.
Pass to Duran. Now Cunningham. There's the lob to Duran. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
Well, with that size and athletic ability, Duran is a terrific alley-oop threat.
Outside White. Back to Brown. There's the screen. And it's good off the back rim and in. Brown's got 9 points now in the quarter.
Well, he's gotten his rhythm now. He's really looking comfortable in the second half.
Duran up top. 12 points for him. Thompson outside. 17-foot shot on the way. Boston trailing. Down low. And Tatum with a clear path to the hoop.
Oh, another huge night for Tatum. One of the top scorers in the NBA. Jason beats you in so many different ways.
Neither side has relented a bit in this back-and-forth affair.
And you can sense the energy in the building already as this game is starting to build towards having a terrific finish.
Kept alive. The kick out to Brown. A floater. Sweet touch inside from Brown.
The shots are falling, and he is making it look easy.
Thompson outside. Robinson passes to Harris. Here's Thompson. Cunningham for three. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Cunningham's got 9 points here in the second half. Here's Brown. 17 points in the game. Pass to Hauser in the corner. Tatum with it. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play. That sends Jason Tatum to the free throw line. That one on Harris. He's 0 of 1 from the line, missing on his first trip.
And he buried a bunch of shots from the stripe in that last game.
Holland, he's checked in for Harris. Vucevic checked in for the Celtics. Pritchard comes in for Sam Hauser.
And looking at Tatum's game, you know, he really doesn't have a weakness. He can give it to you in a variety of ways.
Here's Thompson. Pass to Holland. Now, here's Cunningham. Thompson, a screen on Pritchard. Snatched up. Thompson passes to Cunningham, and he makes good on the layup. 33 points for Cade Cunningham.
What a performance for him on the offensive end. He's been fantastic the entire game.
Outside White. Back to Tatum. Floats one up. Oh, Tatum won't be denied.
And that keeps him perfect from the field this quarter.
Cunningham passes to Duran. Now Robinson puts up a deep three. The shot comes out. White looking around. There's Brown with the three. Cash money. Brown with the tray.
It's been a modest night scoring so far. Maybe that shot will encourage him to get some more looks.
And so the timeout here by J.B. Bickerstaff. He's going to make some adjustments to the game plan. So for the Pistons, Karis LeVert's checked in for Thompson. Kevin Huerter comes in for Duncan Robinson. And it's Jenkins in for Cade Cunningham. Here's Duran. 14 points for him. Pass to Jenkins. The three. That's good. And it's LeVert with the assist. Jenkins got himself on the board with 3 there.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
Well, you just have to communicate those switches. If you don't, it's on you.
Detroit has gotten the three-pointer to fall to the tune of 50% here in the third quarter. They've made 3 of 6. Boston's gotten all 4 of the three-point shots to go down since halftime. They're lighting it up here. Vucevic. Yes, that goes in.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
In a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Celtics.
The three-pointers and how well they're able to shoot them. You wonder if they can keep it up, and boy, have they.
And something else I've liked has been their ball movement. Always finding the open guy with a better look. That is team basketball.
And one of the most underrated bigs in the NBA, Vucevic quietly dominates on a consistent basis. Very little resistance against that throwdown.
Nope, not what they want to see in a game this close, Greg.
When every possession matters, your defense has to be better.
That's a 2 from Pritchard. Money from the wing. Pritchard's got the lead up to 4 now for the Celtics.
Really in a good position thanks to the accuracy from beyond.
Now Cunningham. 33 points for him. To the middle. Pass to Jenkins. There's the 3. Sinks the triple. Jenkins got 6 points.
What a beautiful look. Attacking the defense and then kicking it outside.
Vucevic down low. Guarded by Stewart. Outside Gonzalez. Here's Pritchard. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Shoots over Jenkins. A shot by Pritchard, no good. The Pistons shooting a stellar 60% since the halftime break. Cunningham kicks to Holland. There's 21 seconds left to play in the third. Herter, no good. Stewart against Vucevic to the right side. Pass to Shireman. And here's Vucevic. And some nice defense there to end the quarter. What a performance for Jason Tatum. He has been the story so far for the Boston Celtics. And of everything he's doing well, it's his scoring that you point to first. Already 22 points in this game. And don't go away. We'll be right back. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And he's always been the favorite to bag this honor. These kind of feeds are his bread and butter.
And he runs their offense for a reason. He's got excellent vision. Wow, what a gift for his teammates.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. And a look at the 5 for the Celtics to start the fourth quarter. We've got Tatum. Peyton Pritchard out there with Vucevic, and it's Walsh in at the 4-man position. The Pistons trailing. Pass to Jenkins. And here's Cunningham. Into the lane to take the lead. Good on the shot. Cunningham's got 35 in the game. Boy, right down to the wire here. Still anyone's ball game.
Yeah, and after all the energy both sides have expended, both teams still hungry for the win.
Three-pointer, Pritchard. Holland with the rebound.
Well, he was shooting the ball from deep in the first half, but he's come up dry ever since.
And the dunk by Stewart.
What a pass right there. Coaches love seeing guys making it easy for their teammates.
Pritchard with the ball. Banked in off the glass.
And great intensity here down the stretch. He's not one to shrink in the moment.
And that is great leadership. He certainly has that clutch gene that every team needs.
Takes a step back. Again, the Pistons good for two.
Well, that's helping your team. By and large, he's taking shots he knows he can make.
Here's Pritchard. Oh, good with the triple.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Stewart up top. Cunningham right side. And the shot goes down. Now it's a 5-point Piston lead.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Here's Tatum. And the jam by Tatum.
And it's going to take more than that to stop Tatum, a wing who can score in so many different ways.
For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. And it's out of bounds. The Celtics will take it the other way. And so Joe Mazzulla calls for the timeout. He has decided it's the right time to talk. Harris is checked in for Isaiah Stewart. Jaylen Brown's checked in for the Celtics. Now let's take a minute to talk to Allie LaForce courtside. Allie.
During that last break, I heard Joe Mazzulla as he talked with the team. And Coach challenged the team, asking them to bring the fight inside, telling them to play with pride, telling the team, you're getting bullied near the hoop. Let's see if it works, guys.
Allie, thank you so much. Pritchard passes to Tatum. And Tatum slams it home.
Well, Tatum has so many tricks and so many ways he can try and beat you.
Brown against Cunningham. The bucket is good. He'll have a chance for one more. That's on Jaylen Brown.
The defense has just been unable to slow him down. Wow, what a game.
And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for Detroit.
They've been playing some really physical offense, just attacking the paint as much as possible. And I tell you what, they have been very successful with that strategy.
And I've also been very impressed with their ball movement. It has led to better shots. The offense overall has had a great rhythm.
That's good from Cunningham. Here's Tatum. Shoots over Holland. Holland with the rebound. Holland's got his 5th rebound in this one.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
Here's Harris. Vucevic with the rebound. Vucevic has got his 7th rebound here tonight. Outside Tatum. We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Yep, that one goes in there.
And that field goal percentage climbing now above 50%. They look like a different team here in the second half.
Here's Cunningham, and it's good from the elbow. Cunningham's got 44.
And another bucket for him. What a quarter he has had.
Pass to Tatum. Shoots over Holland. That one's good, and the Piston lead is cut down to just 2 points on the bucket from Tatum.
He's unguardable. Nobody been able to contain him here in the fourth quarter. Now 4 of 5 from the field.
Well, that's the thing about Tobias Harris. You think of him as a high-volume three-point shooter, but historically, he actually takes a lot more twos.
Now here's Tatum. He's tightly guarded. Clock at 6. Rebound by the Pistons. They've led by as much as 10. Here's Holland, guarded by Tatum. Pass to Herter. Harris outside. And here's Cunningham. He's covered by Brown. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. Cunningham's got 46 points. Celtics trail by 6. Now Pritchard. Now Brown, covered by Cunningham. Unloads from 9. Brown the pass to Pritchard. Releases. Rebound by the Pistons. Cunningham's got 4 rebounds in this game. To the inside, Harris lays it up off the glass. And it's an 8-point Piston lead.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Brown against Cunningham. Brown kicks to Tatum. Shoots from the block. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. Tatum's got 32 points.
Well, he is doing everything he can offensively in this quarter, but unfortunately, it's a team game, and he can't win this alone.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
Now here's Vucevic. And here is Tatum. Shoots over Holland. Tatum's shot is off. Pistons leading by 8. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Holland, no good. Boston's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. Good on the bucket.
And won't find many more games as entertaining as this one.
This is what the fans came to see. A lot of great plays going back and forth.
Pulls it from 20. And there's Brown. That's good on the assist by Tatum. And now just a 4-point Piston lead. And you have to like how they're moving the ball right now.
Snappy passes to ready shooters. It's basketball 101, but boy, is it working.
And J.B. Bickerstaff has called a timeout. He's clearly intent on wanting to lock in and make sure everyone's on the same page. A different look here for Detroit. Duren, he's checked in for Holland. Asar Thompson comes in for Kevin Herter. Robinson is subbed in for Jenkins. Thompson outside. Cunningham outside. Robinson for 3. Rebounded by Hauser. Hauser's got 6 rebounds here tonight. To the paint. Here's Keita. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That's on Jalen Duren.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. So he gets them both. Cunningham with it. Pass to Harris, and stolen by Tatum. Now here's White, covered by Cunningham. And White kicks to Tatum. Oh, they get it back.
And he's easily been their best rebounder tonight.
Well, he plays with incredible determination. Want to is a skill, and he has it.
Robinson finds Harris. Now Duran. 6 to shoot. And Robinson wide open. He shoots. A three-pointer is right on target. And the Pistons lead by 5.
The defenders need to recognize the importance of staying on him as we get into crunch time.
There's Brown with the 3. Good, and it's Tatum picking up the assist. Tatum's got his 5th assist in this one. Cunningham outside. Going to work down low.
Well, Cunningham isn't afraid of big moments. He loves coming through for his team.
Celtics trail by 5. Tatum outside. Here's Hauser. Off target from outside.
And they've controlled the glass throughout this game, but it's still close.
And defensively, that's what you want to avoid. You don't want to foul Harris because he's a great free throw shooter.
Now Tatum. Tries it from 16. Rebounded by Thompson. Detroit leading by 8. Oh, that is a big-time jam.
Yeah, letting it rip. They're just having fun right now.
It's a great game plan, and it's great execution. They've really been in the zone.
Now here's Tatum. Tatum gets it to go inside.
Well, you know Jason Tatum can score, and that's exactly what he's done thus far.
Cunningham against White. Connects again. That gives him 51.
Making it look easy. Well, he's been doing it all night. Why not go back to him?
Well, the volume has been there, but so has the efficiency, which is why they're in control of this game.
The delicate touch from the crafty swingman. Tatum continues to add to his arsenal offensively.
Cunningham inside. White on. And it's sent back by White. Here's Tatum. No problem with the wide open J. They've led by as much as 10. Cunningham up top. White covering. Again, what an avalanche.
And he's been dominant here thus far.
Shouldering the offense, GA really taking it to the opposition. Tatum. And it misses. If they want to, they can milk the clock just a little bit here.
Yeah, that's the best option.
Now Duran. Outside Cunningham. The long shot, no good. And it's the Celtics ball. 8-point game. Tatum got it to go.
And let's give some credit to Tatum. Doesn't crack when the pressure's on. He just seems to embrace the moment.
And now they decide to foul intentionally. And a good-looking view of that throwdown from the AT&T Connected Cam. And they double up Cunningham. And they are in the driver's seat.
Yes, they are. If they come away with points on this trip, Katie barred the door.
And an intentional foul right there. And the first of two, no good, heartbreaker. And no good on the second free throw, so he goes 0 for 2 there. Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 6. Turning here to our analysts, what factors, guys, come to your mind?
There's still a sliver of hope.
And it has to be a quick hitter. There is no time to waste.
.24 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Tatum.
And what a find by Brown, demonstrating a willingness to create for teammates.
And there's the intentional foul. No choice but to stop the clock here.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
Drops the first one, and that puts them up by 5. And he cannot convert on the second. That misses. Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. 19 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. What do you think Coach's focus is going to be here?
Yeah, trying to get back in this thing, they need a score.
You have to be smart here. If they're successful, the foul has got to happen quickly.
.19 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Buries the deep ball.
That is world class.
What a huge shot at this point in the game.
They're going to prolong the game here with an intentional foul. First free throw is good, and that makes it a 3-point lead. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 4-point ball game.
Clutch free throws there. That should ensure they're going home with the W.
And down goes the three.
This team really feeds off of one another in terms of their energy.
Yeah, there's really been an uptick in intensity. Just look at the way these guys are battling on the glass and for loose ball.
First free throw missing for him. We'll see if he can handle the second. And he does get the second one. And that will put them up by 2. Now here's Tatum. From way back. And he does not hit. And so it's the Pistons who come out on top here. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finish as they continued to wait out until the very last moment to seal.
And there are so many times when you see these tight games won at home, that advantage of having that crowd behind you oftentimes is the ultimate X factor.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Tim Legler, Greg Anthony, and Allie LaForce, I'm Kevin Harlan. This is the NBA on 2K Sports. And as we leave you, let's take a look at our player of the game, Cade Cunningham.